Hi, what's up you guys, and welcome back to another one of my DIY videos. So for today, I have a very inexpensive and super easy craft for you guys to do. I had an inspiration over watching the Super Mario Brother movie, and I just thought these would be so fun to do for any kind of occasion. If you want to do it for Halloween, if you would like to do it for a birthday party. So let's go ahead and dive right into this Super Mario Brothers headbands. So everything you see here, the majority of it all came from the Dollar Tree. I got some jewels for Princess Peach's crown, different types of colors of felt for me to use. I got these set of 3 headbands at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. That is a steal. I got some pipe cleaners that I thought, you never know. I'm always needing pipe cleaners for something, so I figured I would buy some more. Of course, scissors, glue gun, and my glue sticks. And then I also picked these up at the Dollar Tree. These are iron-on vinyl. I thought I could possibly use them. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first we're going to start off with taking apart these headbands. These, I must say, I was originally gonna get just one headband for $1, actually $1.25. You guys, Dollar Tree, it's $1.25 now. And I decided to keep looking around, and I came across the set of 3, which is such a good deal. So we're gonna go ahead and start making Princess Peach head crown. And I chose this super sparkly vinyl. It's so fun. I love how much it shimmers. And it seems like it's so easy to work with. Now, I'm not going to be using these to iron on. I just could not get my hands on glittery foam board or foam paper. So I just decided, hey, this would be just fine. So here I turned it inside out so I could start sketching, and also just in case if I made a boo-boo, in which I did. You can start sketching it out however you want. And then, of course, cutting everything out. And now I'm more of a all-over kind of DIYer. I'm not the one who makes everything and then traces it and then cuts it out. I'm more of a, as I go along with these projects, it just kind of pops into my head, and I'm just kind of all over the place, which is okay. We all have our own way of crafting, and mine just happens to be a little bit all over the place. So here I'm tracing some circles with my foam board, just using a random object, which is my cup. And I'm using my handy dandy, X-Acto knife. And these are amazing, you guys. I purchased mine years ago from Walmart, and I absolutely love it. So here we're going to glue the foam board circle onto Princess's Peach crown. And I must say, please be very careful. Glue guns tend to be super duper hot, and trust me, when they burn, they leave a blister. So if you're a first-time crafter, please take your time doing this. And then also make sure you have more than enough glue sticks, because the worst is running out mid-project. Now here I am putting in the pipe cleaners. I did notice that my crown was looking a little flimsy, so I wanted to give it just an extra oomph, a little support, so it wouldn't look all like it's falling apart. Plus, nobody will be able to see it because it's going to be on top of your head. And then you guys, I go in with my scissors a lot because there's no way in hell that I'm going to stick my finger in a hot glue and burn myself. So be creative. Your scissors could be used for more than one thing. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and trace some felt that I also purchased at the Dollar Tree. I believe it was a little bag of multiple color felts for $1.25, which I thought was a great deal. And you're gonna wanna cut out 2 of these because one's gonna go on the bottom of your crown, and then the other you'll see in a minute as I start assembling everything together. So I got these little cute little jewels at the Dollar Tree, and I think they're perfect. Princess Peach, her crown has red rubies, blue sapphires, and I just thought these would be the perfect combination to be able to use on her crown. Okay, so here is the felt circles, and we're gonna go ahead and hot glue all of the bottom of our crown. We're gonna go ahead and place it on there. And then please be very generous on your glue when you are putting on the headband. And then this is where our second round felt is gonna come in handy. That's really gonna help stabilize your crown so it's not falling all over the place. And here it is, super adorable. So on to our next project, we are gonna be doing Mario's hat. Now I did trace this, just freely traced it, and then after I cut everything out, I also ended up making Luigi. So I did not record myself doing that because I figured it's the same concept. But here I am just kind of eyeballing it, seeing where I want my hat to look, the size, the width. So you could just play around as much as you want. If you want it bigger, you can do it bigger. If you want it smaller, you can go smaller. So as you can see here, I'm satisfied. So I'm just kind of checking to see what would be best to do the round parts for me to add to the foam board and to add to the headband. But the round part that I'm using here, the bigger side, it's just basically gonna be the top part of the hat. So here's all the other goodie stuff that I did for Luigi, which, like I said, I didn't record myself doing it because it's the same steps as we're doing right now for Mario's hat. So the bigger circle is gonna go at the bottom, and you're gonna glue that. And once again, please be super duper careful. Glue burns hurt really, really bad because they get you in areas where you wouldn't normally feel pain. So please be careful. Now we're gonna fold the smaller circle and we're gonna glue it halfway because we are gonna be stuffing it. You could either use polyfill, which is what I'm using right here, or you can use cotton balls since it's a very small project and you wouldn't need too many cotton balls. Then you're gonna finish gluing it and we're gonna glue that onto our hat, which is gonna be the lid part of our hat. And please be careful. As you can tell, I burned myself, but I sped it up so you can't really tell. So here I'm cutting out 2 circle foam boards, one for Luigi, one for Mario, and we're gonna use that. So after we stuff it, as I'm doing it right now, we're gonna close it in. And like I said, cotton balls is just fine. You don't have to use polyfill. So here I am putting on the foam board and I'm hot gluing it down to the hat to secure it really, really well. And now we're gonna go ahead and do our felt circle. And now, of course, we all know Mario and Luigi have their initials, not initials, but they have their first initial to their name on the front part of their cap. And so I started working on that. I just cut out a little circle, glued it on there. And now, once again, be very generous with your glue here. You want to make sure that it stays on really well. And now here I am just cutting out an M. I knew it was going to be very small, so I just kind of free-handed it. I did the same thing with Luigi. That way we can go ahead and glue that on top so you know that's M for Mario, L for Luigi. Okay, now we're gonna do Bowser. Woo! So I decided to use 3 of the pipe cleaners that I'm gonna glue to the top of this. I kind of started brainstorming with this one, and I really wanted a mullet kind of headband because, as you know, Bowser kind of has that long flowy red hair that goes up to the front and the back of his head. So I thought, hey, what would be an easy way to make it form to the head than using pipe cleaners? So here, after I glued it, I decided to twist it all together so it's a little bit more sturdier, because we are going to be gluing felt hair pieces to this, and you can form it to the shape of the head so that way it falls nicely. And now here I just decided to kind of just sketch out some triangular shaped hair pieces. I didn't want them to be too uniform. I wanted them to be different sizes, different lengths. I wanted them to look kind of scruffy, some texture. So if you want it to look a little bit more like short pieces, long pieces, just kind of play around with it. And even if it looks kind of funky, it's okay. It's all gonna come together in the end. And this is the part that I wasn't too happy of, so I did cut some of it out. There was a lot of cutting that I had to do to cut these pieces off. So you basically just want to get them all together. You want to glue them on there and be very careful. I just kind of played around with it. I kept looking to see what pieces look good where. I didn't want them to all be long or all too short, so I kind of just mixed in some of the long pieces with the wider pieces. Make sure you have more than enough glue sticks, because I will tell you, I went through so many glue sticks. I think I lost count when I hit 10 glue sticks. Okay, so here I am just kind of fluffing it up, seeing where I may want to add just a couple little pieces here and there. If you're satisfied with the way it is, you can leave it as is. It's totally fine. So now we're gonna jump into doing the ears. I just sketched some ears and I was satisfied with the way they looked. And you will be needing a total of 4 pieces because they are gonna be 3-dimensional and they are gonna be stuffed like the hats. Just cut your life away. Okay, once you have your pieces cut out, we're gonna go ahead and assemble them, and we're gonna start to glue them. Only halfway, because we are gonna stuff these. You guys, I really like this glue gun. I purchased it at Walmart. I love how it has a really fine tip. I believe it's the Gorilla brand, but it's amazing. So here I am just stuffing it with polyfill, and you can use cotton balls if you'd like. And I didn't want to have to close it flat. I wanted it to have a roundness to the base, so I went ahead and just kind of folded it over, as you can tell here. But however you prefer, that is okay. Please make sure you add a lot of glue here. It was trial and error to try to get them to hold on, and the best way was adding a ton of glue on there. So please be very generous with your hot glue. Okay, moving on to Toad. So I just grabbed a random object, which here, as you can tell, I used my plant stand, and I thought it was just the perfect size. Whatever size you like, it'll work out. If you want to have a small toad mushroom head, if you want to have a big one, I kind of decided to go with the smaller or medium size So this for me was the perfect circle. I just tend to get random objects through the house and I just, hey, that works perfect for me, and I trace it and voila. So as like I said, random objects, here I'm using my sewing thread to use as the dots that are going to be used for the toad mushroom or the mushroom toad head. And it's funny because once I started assembling this, it looked like I was making pizza, and I was laughing because it just looked so funny. You know, you start off a project and they're pretty much bland to begin with, but here, as you can tell, I look like I'm making freaking pizza. So here I am tracing what is going to be the round part, the bottom part to our mushroom head, and also the piece that's going to go over the headband. So now it's time to assemble everything. And here I must say, please be very careful. There's going to be a lot of overlapping of the fabric, rouging, that you may end up burning yourself. So be very careful. I did tend to use the tip of my glue gun to help me out to push some of the pieces down. I also have acrylics, so it does help to use them as tools, even though I know nails are jewels, not tools. But sometimes I just can't help myself, you guys. So just be very careful. Okay, it's time for the stuffing. And once again, cotton is okay if you don't have polyfill at hand. Fill it up as much as you want. If you want it nice and firm, or if you want it to feel a little bit more mushy. I wanted mine to be a little bit more mushy so it wouldn't be so much weight on the head. And here I am just gluing it onto my headband, and of course your extra layer on top to really, really help keep it sturdy. Now this is our last headband. This is actually going to be our Venus flytrap. So I got 4 of the pipe cleaners and I decided to twist them, fold it in half and twist it together so that I really had a lot of support. And then I went ahead and I left out 2 of the pipe cleaners out because my plan was to put 2 leaves on the side, which I apologize in advance. My camera died and I didn't get to record me making the actual pot and the leaves. So I'm sorry for that. I was just so into my project that I did not realize that my camera was dead. Okay, so here I am just sketching out one portion of the Venus flytrap. You are going to be needing 2 of these. The reason why is because I wanted my Venus flytrap to be open, because in the Super Mario games, when he gets attacked by them, they tend to want to eat him. So I just thought it would be super fun to have it open with the teeth showing. So here I am going to glue them together, and of course I'm only going to glue the round portion of it. And you guys, be very generous in your glue here because you really want the stem to stay on there and not fall through. So this is what I said with leaving it open, and there's a reason behind this madness. I decided to trace, which is going to be the inside portion of the mouth. And like I said, I'm a crafter that I kind of just come up with it as I go along. I'm not like a super duper organized crafter where everything is sketched and then cut. Like I literally, it just comes to my head. And I'm pretty sure there's so many of you guys that are like that. Ooh, okay, so this part, I actually did 2 of these little tubes that I cut out of felt. And then here I am just cutting out the teeth randomly. Okay, so first we're gonna glue on those little tube things that I previously did. This is like the lip part of the Venus flytrap. And then I cut out just tiny little circles because the Venus flytrap does have a polka dot pattern on it. So I just randomly put them wherever they looked good. So whatever size you choose, wherever you want to place them, that is okay. Here's the fun part, the teeth. So funny thing, when I used to play Mario Brothers with my brothers, I remember I was absolutely terrified of being eaten by these. And now here I am making a headband out of it. All right, so we're gonna stuff your Venus flytrap because we do want it to have some 3D dimension, and the other circular red I guess circle that we cut out, we're going to use that for the inside of the mouth. So make sure you glue it down nicely so that none of your polyfill comes out. And now this is the part that my camera had died, so I'm so sorry, you guys. But the same concept of how we made Princess's Peach crown, you're going to be doing the exact same thing with the base of the pot. So just glue it down really, really good, especially with this one, it was just a little bit on the heavier side, so I really, really got in there with the glue. And here is what it looks like. Super adorable. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to make Super Mario Brother headbands. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied. If you guys do want to be able to see more content like this, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and also please give me a thumbs up because these are super fun to do and they were made for you guys. Now, if you guys would love to tell me what you thought about these, please leave me a comment down below. And until next time, you guys, I will see you on my next DIY.